facing the correct direction. I'm going to see if I can actually pull this up and see if anybody's watching. Oh, my internet connection just went out on my computer. Awesome. I'm not exactly sure why that happened, so I can't really tell whether or not I'm actually live or if anyone can see me. I don't even know if I'm getting any comments or anything like that. I'm sorry, guys, that it's so janky. It's my first time out. I hope you forgive me. So what I'm trying to do is see if I can pull up YouTube separately here, so if there's any comments or anything like that, I'll be able to read them. I will post this again later so that everyone can view it at another time. I think it depends on how badly this turns out. This is turning out pretty bad. Yeah, again, I don't have any internet connection, so I can't actually monitor my comments using my computer, unfortunately. So I hope you just kind of stick with me. My very first live stream ever, I have done live streaming on Facebook, but I've never done it here on YouTube before. So I thought I would just give it a shot and see if anybody was interested in watching it or interested in anything I had to say on this, or if it would be something that you guys would want to see more of from me, because I can certainly do this on a more regular basis. And to kind of give you an opportunity to connect with me a little more closely, and for me to hear some of the things that you're looking to see in the videos that I've been posting and some of the topics and stuff. This is also an opportunity for me to kind of like, catch you up on what's going on with the YouTube channel, what's going on with Pammie Plus Parks, what we've done so far, and what we're planning to do next. And right now, January was a very eventful month. It's actually kind of amazing how much we accomplished in the month of January. We got many, 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 many more people viewing and watching the channel and sharing the channel out with others. I got a lot of emails and letters from people, a lot of messages from people saying that the videos were really helpful for them in being able to ride rides at Walt Disney World and at Disney California as well, with some overlap. So I'm really excited about that, because that's really the primary goal and intent of this YouTube channel, is to just reach out to people and show them that plus size people can go on rides at Walt Disney World and Disney, and to give you that sense of peace of mind so you can just relax and enjoy your time in the parks and not have to worry. I want you to go into the park knowing what the rides look like, knowing what the seats look like, knowing all the tips and tricks on how to get on and off of the rides gracefully and not feel weird about it. And I want you to have all the information you need to make decisions before you even go to the park about what you want to get on and what you don't want to get on. And also, some of the stuff that we did in January, besides just going to the parks, the Walt Disney World parks, was visiting some other places like Reptile World. Some of that I posted. There's a lot of little mom and pop, small, quirky, strange, unusual little places that you can go to that are sort of off the beaten path throughout St. Cloud and Yosemite, that are nice little side trips away from the major parks. If you want to break from the big parks and you want to do maybe one or two small little things, then I'm going to show you some of that stuff. So Reptile World was a fantastic trip. I am terrified of snakes. Don't like them at all. I'm very, very scared of them. So it wasn't an easy trip for me to do. It wasn't easy for me to go to Reptile World in St. Cloud. But, I'm trying to overcome my fear, and I knew that if I just headed in and tried looking around and exposed myself to snakes that were safely behind glass, that maybe I wouldn't be as frightened. And it really worked for me, and I think it helped too, having the camera between me and the snakes was super, super helpful too. It made me feel a little safer. But I highly recommend that experience, especially if you have kids. If you have little kids, man, they're going to love Reptile World. The kids that were there were going crazy. One of the other things we did, we actually did this in late December, but I think I posted it in early January, was a side trip to Daytona Beach to watch the sunrise. So that's another fantastic, quick, short trip that you allowed to do any vlogging or anything, and we're just there for the sheer pleasure of going to the parks, because I'm usually when I'm there, I'm making some sort of video or promoting something or posting something, whether it's a quick live stream from the parks on Facebook or something like that. But in this particular case, we were just there for the next date night. But I thought, I'll run through Mouse here and see what they have for clothes there, and was looking to see if they have the rose gold shirts, and I found them. They have the rose gold shirts in Mouse here. They had tons of them, all the way up to an extra, extra large. And I tried some on and took pictures and posted them in my Pammie Plus Parks Facebook group so people could see what the fit was like on someone my size. I was able to get the shirt on, but I didn't think it fit well. But, it goes to show you that even someone who's like a 4 or 5X can fit into the extra, extra large spirit shirts. And when we were coming out of Mouse Gear, oh, hey, someone's saying hello. Hi, John. Oh, no. Yeah, you know what? There may be crackling because of the mic. I don't know if it's the phone or if it's the mic. I have this fantastic Rode mic that I've been using that works pretty well, but I sometimes have crackling. And even when I've recorded audio without it, it still sometimes crackles. Okay, but it seems to be working. Thank you, Carol. Thanks for letting me know. I appreciate that. So I won't use it. I don't really need it indoors, but it gives that little extra something to the sound sometimes. But if you guys can hear me clear, I'm fine with that. So as I was saying, as we were heading out of Mouse Gear, I flipped out because someone screamed, "It's Pammie!" And I jumped out of my skins. Somebody who's been watching on YouTube and is a member on my Facebook page and member in some of the other Facebook groups that I belong to recognized me in the parks for the very first time ever. And it was awesome. We took pictures, and I'll post that on my, I think I've actually already posted that on my Facebook page, Pammie Plus Parks on Facebook. But it was the most amazing experience meeting Robin and Kimmy and the kids, and just meeting that family and hearing how much they enjoyed the videos and what they meant to them. It was fantastic. And I hope I run into you, Carol, at the parks. I think that would be amazing. I love meeting people in the parks. It's so exciting. I've only done it once, but I'm hoping more and more people will recognize me as we go along and say hello. But I will tell you, I always tell people, if you see me, go, "Hey, Pammie!" But you know what? Don't yell. After Robin and Kimmy yelled and I flew out of my skin and jumped 15 feet in the air, I figured out you just need to come up and go, "Hey, Pammie," nice and quiet. So I don't have a heart attack. But it was super exciting to meet them. And I hope I get to meet you guys too. And also this weekend on Saturday, I went to Magic Kingdom and I met up with a bunch of people from Disney Parks for plus-sized guests. It was their their inaugural meetup inside the parks. So they had members of that Facebook group meet up and get together. We went on a few rides and we went to see some shows, and it was amazing to meet all these people who I have connected with in the group in one way or another, and to meet them in person was absolutely fabulous. And I know that going forward, that particular group will have regular monthly small meetups and then a big annual meetup. That is going to be fantastic. And I'll tell you, some of the stuff that we did, it's funny when you have a large group of large people, the level of confidence that you have starts to go sky high and you become like a big group of kids. And we had a blast. We were singing all the time. As we were walking through the hub, that big Festival of Friends, is that the Friendship Parade? Is that what it's called? The show? I can't remember. But when that show was going on the stage in front of the castle, they had Elsa out there singing Let It Go, and of course we were all belting out Let It Go, this huge group of women, and people kind of stopped and turned and looked at us as though is this part of the entertainment? No, it's just a bonus. Some of the other singing that we did was in the Country Bear Jamboree show. We were doing some singing in there, some big time singing along to the songs in there. In fact, there's a little, I don't want to give away too much, but there's this really, really, really fun open to the show. And at one point, we were able to sing the words to the song in the Carousel of Progress, The Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow. And I was shocked at how many of the people in our group knew all the words. I don't know why I was shocked. We're all like Disney crazy. Of course we all knew them by heart. But it was the most hysterical moment. Everyone in the theater thought it was hysterical. We had so much fun with that. And then, of course, we also went on the Jungle Cruise, where I thought we were gonna die. Because we were trying to explain to the cast members we were getting on, not that it wasn't completely obvious to them, but you have a group of like 9 or 10 plus size people. You cannot put them all on the same side of the boat or she are gonna sink in the water. Which we almost did. We thought that boat was gonna tip right over, and our captain was also a plus size guy, so that was like the most hysterical thing. He was like, apparently weight distribution means nothing to Disney. We thought we were gonna die, but we didn't. We had a great time. Probably the most fun ride I ever had on the Jungle Cruise ever. Excuse me. And then we also checked out the Hall of Presidents. I'm going to be doing a video for that to show you the fit and the seats there. So I'm not going to get political or talk about any politics or anything like that. That's not what this is about. The Hall of Presidents revamped not just the show and the narration and the film and everything that goes before it, but they redid the theater seats. So they have all new theater seats in the Hall of Presidents. And I was nervous going in because I thought, oh gosh, is this going to be another situation where the seats were really tight? Carol, you're not going to believe it. The seats were amazing. So I strayed to the back and like hung back and waited till we were like the last group of people to go in to find a seat on the aisle, so at least I could hang over the side of the aisle and not be like encroaching on other people's space. And we happened across a seat that had a little wheelchair emblem on it, and we realized we could flip the armrest up out of the way. So that gave me a little extra room. So I'm sitting there chilling like a villain, having a good time as the rest of the people file in, and I see a woman walk in front of me who weighs about 100 pounds more than I do. Walks right down into the middle of the row and very comfortably sits down. She doesn't have to sit on the edge of the seat and scooch back. She doesn't have to like manipulate herself in. She just sits down. And it was like, oh, and I was like, wait a minute. These seats will fit me? So I stood up and I put the armrest down and I sat down like a regular person. It was amazing. So the seats are actually quite wide. They're nice and cushiony. They were super relaxing. I'm not going to say that I fell asleep in the middle of the show, but I fell asleep in the middle of the show. Yes, Carol, I am really glad that Disney is getting us and they're making some changes. And I hope that as they revamp theaters going forward, they'll take this more and more into consideration. And they'll, you know, make it so that more people of different sizes can actually fit in the theater. Oh, the other thing I noticed too about the Hall of Presidents, I am a short person or average person. I'm 5'4", but I had my legs all the way out in front of me and they were not touching or underneath the seat ahead of me. So tons of leg room for everyone. Also, when you get up after the show is over, you can just get up and walk straight down the aisle without having to turn sideways and shuffle down because it's too narrow. So there's definitely more room in there to walk around, which was fantastic. So I'm pretty sure the Hall of Presidents is going to continue to be one of my favorite places to nap in the future. It's a great show, though. You have to go and like watch it and try not to fall asleep at least once. It's very moving. So one of the things that we did with that meetup group also is we had dinner together. We went to Pecos Bills, which isn't really like one of my favorite places to eat. I prefer Columbia Harbor House at Magic Kingdom. But, you know, I'm willing to take a shot. So I tried the nachos, but you can get the nachos with chicken instead of beef. Yes, the Hall of Presidents is the coolest napping cool down place in the entire park. So the chicken nachos were really good. And I guess I just never realized that the topping bar, you can put so much stuff on it. I could have easily taken those nachos and with adding lettuce and tomato and everything else that you could possibly think of in as much quantity as you want on those nachos, split them and made it into 2 meals. So if you're looking for like a great way to save a little bit of money, or maybe you want a super light lunch on a hot day, that's the way to do it. Or you got 2 kids who don't eat a ton, split that right in half. They even have like little paper boat sort of plates that they give you so you can split them up and like divvy the food out. It makes it really easy for you to be able to do that, to save a buck, or to like, you know, just maybe you just want a snack and you want to sit down and eat a whole meal. That's a great way to do that, is to split up your food that way. So some other cool stuff that happened for January for the Pammie Plus Parks channel was the Facebook group DisneyPalsPLUS requested that I become, or that Pammie Plus Parks become the official channel of that Facebook group, which is so amazing and a tremendous honor. So what that allows me to do is I can take just about any video that's on my YouTube channel and post it to that group, as long as it relates to plus size travel. It doesn't necessarily have to be directly Disney related, but as long as it has something to do with attractions in the area. So that's another place that you can look for some of my videos and some of my content. I'll go ahead and I'll make sure, Carol, since you said that you haven't heard of that group before, DisneyPalsPLUS on Facebook. It's like one word, DisneyPalsPLUS. I'll go ahead and I'll make sure I put the link to that group and the link to Disney Parks for plus size guests as well, and any other groups I can think of. I belong to a bunch of them, and they're all wonderful resources. You don't want to just belong to one Facebook group. You want to belong to as many of them as you can, and maybe even ask the same questions over and over in different groups, because you're going to get the most amount of information that way, the best answers that way. You know, and that's what you're there for. Those groups are great for that. They're also great for moral support and helping, giving you confidence that you need to get through the parks. And then they're going to give you a lot of fashion information too, something I don't always necessarily have a ton of, but it's there. So speaking of that, actually, fashion stuff, I'm kind of thinking of doing a few more videos from home too, to kind of supplement some of the ones that I do in the parks. For information that you guys will find helpful. And what I'd like for you to tell me in the comments is, what type of video would you like to see next? One of the things I'm looking to do that I've seen a lot of comments for is packing bags and what you bring in your bag into the parks. Not your luggage that you travel with, but the actual park bag that you bring in for the day. What do you put in your bag? And I can show you what I put in my bag for my husband and myself, for 2 adults. And it's kind of like the Mary Poppins bag, because I'm just pulling stuff out of it. And it's small. It's a small bag, and I have tons of stuff in it. And, you know, over 500 visits to the parks, 300 to Magic Kingdom alone, 500 visits to the parks and resorts over the course of, you know, 1971 till now. I've learned a couple things, and I'd be more than happy to share that with you guys to help you pack what you need in your bag. So that's one of the videos that I can do next. The other thing would be to do a video on how to buy a t-shirt online. You know, like a Disney shirt, you're looking in maybe JCPenney's or Torrid or Hot Topic, or even in the Shop Disney app, and you're trying to figure out, is this shirt going to fit me? Is an extra large really an extra large? Is an extra extra large really? Is it a 24? Is it a, you know, I'm going to try to, in that video, when I actually go to do it, I'll show you how to take a shirt you already own and use that, the measurements of that shirt, to determine how you're going to shop for a shirt online. So that I think would be useful, not just for Disney stuff, but for anybody. It will work for children's clothes and for men's as well. So would that be a video that you'd be interested in? Or one that my husband says I should do, and he thinks is very, very important, is confidence. Because I have had a number of people ask me where I get my confidence from and what does it stem from. Mostly it's stupidity, because I'm too dumb to know I'm supposed to be self-conscious. I don't know. No, but really, like, you know, he thinks I should kind of share my perspective as a plus size person and what it's like for me to go to the parks, and with the number of times I've been, the reactions I get from people, the treatment I get, how I respond to that treatment, what it's like for me in the real world, which you guys already know what that's like, and how I handle myself. And he just thinks that would be something you guys would really want to hear. But I don't know. I mean, do you? So let me know in the comments. Do you want to hear about, you know, all the tips and tricks of packing a perfectly packed parked bag? Or would you want to hear about, you know, buying t-shirts online? Or would you want to hear about plus size confidence? What are the things that you really want to hear? That's what I want to make the videos about. I want them to speak to what your needs are, what your thoughts, what your hopes and dreams and all that good stuff are. And I can tell you too, more and more great ride videos will be coming. I'm hoping in the next couple of months to get a new camera, which will allow me to get better shots on dark rides, so I can actually, you know, some of the places where you go to board the ride, like Haunted Mansion, it's super dark and it's hard for me to get a good clear shot of me getting on and off that ride because it's so dark. So I just need a better camera to be able to do that. So that's coming soon, so you'll see more dark ride videos. You'll also, of course, continue to see videos of different attractions and fun things to do in Central Florida and in the Tampa Bay area, which is where I live. So I'll be sharing all that kind of good stuff with you. But if you have any, you know, thoughts, any comments, any ideas for videos or things that you want to see, things you want to see more of, things that would be more helpful to you to help you plan your trip and be more confident in the parks, what are your worries? What are your concerns? What are things that I can help you with and give you information for? I really want to know that, because that's my primary goal here, is to make sure that plus size people go into that park without a care in the world except for, where can I get a Mickey bar or a churro? Or where can I get the cutest ears? You know, I don't want you to have to worry about anything but the fun stuff. So that's basically it. I just wanted to touch base with you, let you know what was going on in January, let you know what I have coming up for February, and to thank you for all of your support and for watching. And just leave your comments and your thoughts and let me know what you'd like to see next. And I don't know how to stop this thing, so bye guys, I'll see you later.